Okay. All right. Well, my name is Erwin Solis, and I am here today with
Marlon Hue.
All right, cool. And so we have actually just finished an absolutely killer set here from Marlon. I think you
not
should.
Too far? Not too far.
I mean, my style of comedy. The reason I have you here today is because that's my style. So that's what I'm into, and that's the little showcase that I'm trying to put on here in my channel. Is well, personally, first the people that I think are funny. Because I mean, obviously, there's tons of comedians all around Chicago and stuff.
Yeah.
But at least the ones I want to highlight here, things are the ones that are into what I like, what I think is funny. So yeah, with that, I guess let's go ahead and get started here. We already did, I did just one before this, but what I want to do with this is just really showcase what I believe is some of the best talent around Chicago, and really just give people just a quick, little synopsis of who they are, and so you can, if you would like to get more into them. So with that, what got you into comedy?
I always say I got forced. Like, as you kind of learned before we got started, I was a filmer first. I was an actor. I was doing everything else. I was just funny. Always, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people always say I'm funny before stand-up. This was just coincidental. A lot of people, I don't know if you've experienced that. A lot of comics aren't like the most humorous people, like in real life. You'd be surprised. A lot of comics are serious. Like people, like I'm still a serious person too. But you know what I mean? Like, but basically, my film company, I got offered like a internet radio show that could have transitioned to like, what is that called? Terrestrial radio? Like whatever the mainstream one is.
Yeah.
And we had interviewed a comic, a retired one. And you know when you're just making jokes? And I made a comment like, maybe one day I'll try that. Never say it to a comic because she was like, oh. A month later, she's like, oh, you want a show, by the way. Good luck. I'm like, but I've never done stand-up. She's like, I believe in you. You got it.
Oh, God.
And that was like a couple months before COVID. Then the world locked down. I quit comedy, bro. Like every time I was like, I'm not finna do that shit. Or can we curse?
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not finna do that. And when you kind of get that bug, but I feel like even in your last interview, you guys have the bug more than me. I think, how do I say it? I think I care more about what I want to say versus the comedy aspect. You know what I mean? Like when I started, I said I'd rather make you cry before laugh. Like I woulda had the thought pieces. Do you get what I mean? Like once you've made someone laugh, to me, what's the word? It's kind of done, right?
Okay.
I feel like the allure to stand up is, can I make someone laugh? Then once you secure that rather regularly, the next step to me is, can you say some risky stuff and get the laugh? To me, that's what's the drive for me.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I guess we can jump forward a little bit to a question there. No, that's all. That's good. Yeah, I guess the question is, do you have like a philosophy behind your stand-up, something like that? So I guess that would.
Patrice O'Neal is my OG that I always say,
for
and
sure.
like he's probably what helped me. When I said I quit over COVID, I watched this documentary, and that kind of helped change my perspective on stand-up, at least, right? Where he was like, I'm not trying to tell jokes, I'm just trying to speak my philosophy on stage. And if you notice a lot, like Patrice O'Neal, if you guys know about him, he's not the wittiest writer. Like he's not going on stage saying bars, which actually, when I noticed you have bars on stage. I've seen him a couple of times. The tricky part with that is, can you still get laughs with that? Or be too witty? A lot of times you go over the head. Patrice's goal was like, I don't care about that, bro. I don't even care about pissing people off. I just, his philosophy is split the room. So I guess, yeah, I have something to say. My bad, because I give these long answers.
No, that's the point of this, is to get that out there. Yeah, that's great.
I'd rather have something to say. To me, it is not enough. I'm not going to judge you if you do it, but like, it's not enough if you just go on stage to make people laugh. And I get, that's a part of overthinking too. Like I've had comics be like, relax, like, like just do you, boo boo. Like, what you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Do you feel this way? I'm still afraid, despite of the experience that I've had, to do longer sets.
No, I definitely agree with that, because like, I feel like especially, well, maybe a little more today, that people, instead of trying to get on stage, like they'll kind of get that, they'll be too offensive, or instead of just trying to actually say, they're just trying to get a reaction instead of making you think about something. which I feel might be that difference that you're trying to make there.
Yeah, because I've definitely been like, I've kind of been in different sectors. I feel like, could be in my head, right? But I feel like I've been called out in small sections. Like, I started on the south side, so freestyling, of course, was a little bit of the norm. But then when I came up north, they were like, all right, that's cool, but like, can you write? Like, can we? And
Yeah.
it's a duality, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Because like you kind of mentioned my style, where for sure I definitely began, even before stand-up comedy, I began trying to write philosophy, which that in itself is me trying to think of big things and stuff like that. But also, it's a lot. Me personally was a lot of writing, and also like my first couple times on stage. I would, which is something that I've been trying to grow out of, is that I would like basically just stick to the script of what I've written down. Yeah, and for sure, I totally agree with what you. And also maybe another comedian to kind of bring up with is Norm Macdonald, who would have material, but he would allow himself to wander through the joke, instead of. Trying to have that one blurt that might get you to go, haha. He's bringing actual like thought into his art. Yeah. So it's something that I totally agree, and I'm trying to get better at as well. But
I feel like it's a superpower. Or I don't want to be like a bougie comic with that. Like, cause my cousin, he saw me with one of my first couple shows like 3 years ago, and then he saw me last night, which I'm creeping into my 4th year into this year. So he was like, it's a crazy transition. But I was telling him, like, when I said scared of longer sets, like, guys, I've done 20 minutes and whatever. But like, in my mind, I want to have something to say for those 20. Like, I could freestyle for like 15 minutes straight if I really wanted. But people can tell the difference, you know what I mean? And again, audiences don't really care, they just want to laugh. But in my mind, it could be the bouginess in me. If I'm doing 30 minutes, I want 3 different 10-minute, solid 10-minute sets. We can freestyle in the middle of it, but if I'm in front of people, I don't want to not waste your time, but I want to respect your time of coming out. So you need to take away something. I should not sound like something you heard tonight. I shouldn't sound like you could have done something else with your Friday, your Sunday, your Saturday. Why am I here? Even if it's just 15, 20 minutes, Yeah.
Do
you think that's like an overthought, or do you think that's like a later on thing when you get bigger to worry about such things?
Maybe now that you're getting a little bit more on that for sure is something that might be going more for you specifically, but just because since I'm still more in the starting stage, and I guess I see more of other starting people, I feel like just as a starter, your first concern is probably be funny, and then if you can add to that, that should be where you should be going. So I think that is the right direction.
The right direction.
Yeah.
What's crazy, what I learned is some of the headliners last night at the show I did, like, and I suck up game wherever it is. If you ever like see me talk to a bigger comic, I act like I was a kid. I'm like, no, I just started yesterday. Like, what? How did you get here? Like, what do we? And like, they were almost kind of baffled by the things I was saying to them, because they were like, when I was in 3 or 4 years in, they said they were doing 30, 45 minutes. I was like, damn, that's wow. Like, I had got a 30-minute offer like my second year before, and I was like, man, like, I don't, because you always hear comics say you have nothing to say until you're like 6 or 7 years in. You don't really know who you are necessarily. But a lot of comics have helped me, I guess, just get out of my head a little bit. And it's like, bro, just have confidence. Like, and one girl told me, she was like, you think every headliner has stuff written down for 45 minutes? Like, no, that's, they're pulling out of their butt too. And it's like, that's what you'll kind of hear from me. Like, I feel like I'm in the ramble stage because I'm in this transition period where like, I do see comedy, it can be a serious career contender like the next couple of years, and I feel like it's up to me to mess it up, meaning like I can no longer take it as flimsy as like, I know I'm like, I freestyle tonight, like I freestyle a lot of shows, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
sure.
I kind of have ideas I'm going, like that's a risk, you know what I mean? Like the people who get booked more often, like I was like, oh, why they booking them? I've been funnier than them before. It's like, that's not the point. They have a guaranteed set. Like, it's not always about being the funniest. Be a business person, professional. Do you actually have 15 minutes worth of jokes? Then you can, joke inside, and it's just learning all that, what venues like. Some people don't want you to crowd work when you're a host.
Yeah.
So can you actually host for 15 minutes of jokes? Can you not curse?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't believe in reading the room. So you said philosophy. I'll get back to that. I want to say my dead grandma joke in every room, and I don't care. I was gonna do it tonight, and I opted out. But it's either the cops choking joke or the dead grandma joke, and I don't believe in changing that for any. And like I'm like, all right, you know, professionally, can I fight? How many uphill battles do you want to fight, or it's like, do you also want to get paid?
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think about those things? I know you said this earlier on, but like, do you think about these things in the coming?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, well, like also touching back to how you said that, you know, some people got all their written material, and even if you can riff for a long time, it's like you need to have your set shit. So sometimes I feel like I have jokes that to me are like there could be my favorite, but they'll just bomb on stage. And sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I don't care. This is my joke. I'm gonna say it, right? But for sure, like you said, if you're trying to get like bigger, you're trying to get, you know, the real actually something good, then you have to get rid of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like, or okay, now I don't know if you noticed this. Now, of course, we're like one of the top 3 big cities in the United States or whatever, so take that with a grain of salt. But like, so we do have and I say that to say like we have a bigger appeal to practice our jokes, but I still feel like, I think once you get your style or personality down, I think we're at the point to where the Midwest still has like a specific mindset, like Illinois. We're still the most segregated state, so it's like, yeah, we get to test in a lot of pools, but they still have like such a split mind where, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of people go St. Louis, Ohio, Detroit, on all these other areas. Me and you could really test what might be considered risque here, where we're beating ourselves up for in Illinois, but all this actually kills somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's also been an interesting arc for me, because it's like, oh, now I'm working on my Universal 15, but low-key, my favorite joke, like you said, that we had to cancel, oh no, that kills in St. Louis. Oh, snap. And you know, like, that's been interesting. Like, I have a killer Indiana joke, but I know I killed in Indiana. Like, it was a theater, 300-something people. It was like a laugh every sentence. And I was like, can't take this joke nowhere. You know how much that hurts? Like, oh, I didn't even get a good recording of it. I was like, oh. And so I've been trying that joke. Every show I do, every other kind of show, I throw it in. And it's like, all right. You know, guys, just don't fall in love with your own art too much. It's for other people. Or is it for you or for other people? What do you feel like?
Oh, that's a good one. I guess I got started in it for sure for me, but I guess a part of that, if you are trying to make it bigger and you are trying to be that, then you have to make it for other people, which is definitely, yeah, that sucks, because then you do end up throwing away your funny, the way you think is funny, but just to cater to an audience, which makes you feel bad sometimes, but it's like, I gotta get the laugh. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm still in my depression spell. And like, my friend who's older than me, he was like, get over it. Like, you know, in a nice, tough loving way. He was like, yeah, your life's been shitty. Go write some jokes about it. He's like, your life is shitty then, and it's gonna still be shitty the rest of the year, because you're not gonna have a miracle that happens. Write some jokes. I was like, and he was like, that's how you get your hour. There you go. Your life's been shitty for a year. Hour right there. In fact, no, you guys came to my birthday show. To give you some perspective, bro, I was supposed to cancel that show. I was in a terrible mindset. I got arrested 3 weeks before that, 4 weeks before that. So like, I've been dealing with that, and like, I got arrested hours before our March show.
Oh man.
And got out of jail, still came here, and we still did it. Oof. And like, you know, yeah, and then so then all of April, and then what I feel weird is I'm just on my cusp of my break. So I'm getting some of the more opportunity stand-ups that I got before, and life is just lifing. And it's like, but you're an adult, you can't have the excuse to be depressed.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yep.
Bro, that's why I can only freestyle. I literally sit in my room. I took like a week or two off of comedy. Like, come on, jokes. Nope, sadness. And so I think a lot of people will be surprised. I told them, I don't know, I've never been happy on stage, actually. Like, even me laughing now, like, that's why I said, like, being a funny person versus being like a professional comic is generally different. People just think like comics are just always class counts. I know you don't always have to be depressed to be funny, but like it's kind of got to come from like a need. It's a survival more for me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I made the cop laugh. I think that's why they let me go. I was in handcuffs. Like, hey, my nose is itching. Can you scratch it? And answer one of my phone calls. Like, I know you hear it blowing up. Like, I didn't tell people I got arrested. I was like, I got car problems. I'm gonna be late. One of my friends knew, and he was like, "You say car problems? Your car was fine. You got arrested. You got life problems." That is, yeah. And then, like I have a tape of it a week after I got arrested. It's so funny. I have a tape 2 days before I got arrested, then a week after, and you see the sadness. But again, I still had obligations to do, and to me, I think that's why I talk about it a little more open, because I think it's dope to show that like you still had to do a set, and then that was still almost a 13 or 15 minute set, which still could be long time on stage, especially if you're depressed. Mm-hmm. And I talked about being on jail. Basically, I like that because you saw me working it out. Kind of say like, so that was a set that was for me, but I didn't just trauma load on everybody else. You know, it was still a good set, and we still kind of conveyed it, and we're covering heavy-ish topics. Talk about I did the dead grandma joke and the jail joke. All in that set. And scared a little white boy. I'm like, what you keep laughing at, bro? What's up? You been to jail? You been with a man before? Why your hands sweaty? It's called lube in jail. Stop playing with me, Kevin. So my grandma died. Like that, yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
I mean, well, I mean, kind of how you were saying with like, how depression doesn't need to be a necessity for comedy, but I feel probably my favorite style of comedy, which might be why yeah, I felt that kind of like, I really like your stuff, because it probably came from some of the same places that that my stuff comes from too. So yeah.
The pain. I think the first night you saw, I did an incest joke and a gay joke. Do you ever, that's why I said before we started, do you ever feel like maybe it's a dumb thing to say, but because I started when cancel culture was still popping with COVID. Mm-hmm. I've always said I want to cancel myself, meaning like I don't want a clean image. Like if I'm going to get famous, you already know that I make incest jokes. You already know that I laughed at my dead grandma, so you should know. Not really, but it's a joke. You need to know these things because I don't have the time to clean up after I get on. So I don't want to get famous if you don't know that I'm fucked up.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way because I got kicked off a stage once at Reggie's, and I have a recording of it as well, and I have that up on my Instagram because I'm kind of proud of it. Like I got kicked off a stage like this,
and that's like a risky.
Yeah, freaking Reggie. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Now, how do you feel about that? I'm good for walking myself off. I'll read the room. I'll be like, I'll just stop here. Like, I've done enough. I'll Sandman myself before you. I'll still say fuck you, but.
I think that because I feel like if there's maybe a certain race or a certain gender or whatever, and I feel like, oh, they're here, I can't say that joke, then I feel like I should never say the joke. So if I don't have that integrity to say, the most fucked up shit in front of whoever, then I shouldn't be on that stage. I shouldn't be saying it at all. So to me, which is why I got kicked off on stage, because there was a few too many black people. I had too many black jokes, and they were said, "Oh, that's enough." Yeah.
Man, they were being scary. I feel like you gotta, you know what I mean, like. Let him burn that bridge if you go burn that bridge. Yeah, like I don't know, or help him. Like it's cool. He gonna get somewhere. Let him finish. Come on, I believe in you. I mean, one of my biggest bombs was a room full of 100 black people from the West Side. I was like, dang, I had blonde hair, Master Roshi shirt, and I tried to make some gay jokes. And don't do that. And they were new jokes. You gotta feel that burn. And that was a week before I first ever got on the Laugh Factory stage. It's like what a recovery, or what a humbling. Don't get big-headed just because you're on Laugh Factory. You just bombed in front of 100 people, and then I was able to recover. But even I have a joke that bombed on my Laugh Factory set, and someone said, they said, but you recovered like a pro. Or like, you acknowledge the joke bomb. And it's like, all right, well,
nice.
So getting kicked off stage. Haven't had that yet. Do you think, like, I don't get heckled much. Do you think I was trying to, do I come off aggressive on stage, or am I not that? Because I feel like I say, I hit on his girlfriend tonight, but that could have gotten left. So
I think it's the you have a great energy on stage, and that definitely, I'd say, saves a part of it, because if people they know that it's obvious you're having fun, you're not sitting there actually trying to get with them and shit. But so having that energy with you, that it definitely helps out a lot. That's for sure.
I've asked people to heckle me. Like when I was bombing, I was like, oh, okay, give me something. What do you wanna? I almost had that Bill Burr rant moment. I was like, well, fuck this place, this city, your wig, everything about you. Like they just weren't giving me anything. I think that's worse. I don't know. Would you rather be heckled, or would you just die? Or would you rather die in silence?
Man, that's a tough one, because for like, I don't know, almost depends what kind of heckle, because sometimes heckles, they can like add to it, and like even if they're talking shit to you, they'll still make it funnier. But I guess what you don't want is the nice heckle, where because then people know that, Jesus Christ, that is bad. You gotta make them feel good.
That's what I'm saying. The worst one is, I believe, go ahead, he gonna get there.
Yeah, good try.
I've had someone tell a friend, like, I feel like you're funny. It's there. You just have I want to believe. It's like, damn. All right, Auntie. Don't believe in me. Just heckle me. Just say I ain't shit. That's the trauma I'm used to abuse. Oh, man.
Okay.
I feel like I'm hijacking it. I'm trauma unloading on it.
Well, I mean, this is why I'm filming these things, to really get to know the comedian. So that's probably the best thing could happen to right now.
I was actually worried about that. I didn't start talking until now. I knew I was kind of weird in how I was approaching it, so I specifically did not let comics get to know me. And like literally not until April. That's when I started inviting you guys out. Like I tried to just, yes, guys come out. And then after the show, even all the comics that are on stage, a lot of them knew me when I started. And they were like, we didn't know shit about. What? What? You arrested? What? You used to film? Who are you? You used to have hair. Because I was like, you know what I mean? Like, because there's such a brotherhood. I'm pretty sure you know it's a kinship that they already have ingrained. And I've noticed that COVID changed a lot of the city. So like a lot of people who are our OGs, because I'm still new, 3 years, nothing. But like our OGs, they were us before COVID. So the fact that they still survived over that, I've noticed they bonded. That's a stronger bond. They still all this. They all, a lot of them did Zoom comedy or outside comedy. Of course, they're going to be tighter and/or help those guys over us first, right? It's not even like a personal thing. It's they put in the time and the work for comedy,
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, I feel like people disrespect stand-up a lot.
So I mean, I guess it doesn't. Well, maybe because I'm a comic, I feel like it doesn't get the respect it deserves. But that just might be biased from my end. I don't know.
Because I come from theater. I used to be an actor on some boozy stuff. Like no one would dare heckle at the theater, but they'll heckle at a comedy. Like, what's the difference of an opera and a comedian? Like, we're generally trying to iron out to give you that perfect and. That's why, Vash, I always talk to him. The show that I just did today was Vash. It was assembly required. I think this was his first show, multi-genre people doing it. That's multi-genre, multi-genres? I don't know.
That sounds right.
I'm a cup in of liquor. But me and him, I was always talking to him in the DM, like even the space we're in now, a lot of these spaces aren't always built welcoming. You have to. And I don't know if you notice, like you see how the space feels now. When we do you saw kind of our show, right? It's a different vibe, right? It
for sure
alters the room, and I feel like I was forced into that position to learn how to host, so I can set us up to win. That's actually why I invite a lot of comics to my shows, because I want you guys to get that energy, to get that build. Like I don't want to host all of my shows in the future. I want to set a platform that's supposed to grow and mold and teach. Like this is how comedy's supposed to be. And a lot of people who come to our shows, that's their first comedy show. And stuff. So I want them to feel welcomed and expect that when they go to other comedy shows. Like that's why we bring people on stage, because everybody's like, oh, don't roast me, and it's like, don't have a negative connotation on roasting. Like it's
we're having fun here and shit.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just something that I noticed coming from acting in the theater, and I think comedy could get the people who've been doing it long enough. They're so used to having to work through tough spots that I think they kind of forget. You made it, so we shouldn't have to go through as much as you. Like we still have to work our, through shitty rooms, but like the night I bombed. The only reason why I don't fully hate that place is because the host criticized the crowd for me. He was like, "You guys were, like, give him a chance. Like, you guys were talking during this set. We're paying attention here and there. Like, let him bomb on his own. Like, you know what I mean?" And so I was like, "Okay, I can respect that. Like, at least." But he still clowned me, of course. He's like, "Read the room, Cisco," because I have blonde hair. He started playing the thong song. It's supposed to, that's a good balance. Roast, uplift. He reset the room and then he brought the next comic up. Because if someone bombs, you can't just bring a comic up.
Yeah, you have to address it somehow. Yeah.
It's like, oof, rough set, buddy. Tried. God damn. Yeah, so my bad. Long answers.
No, I mean, that's great. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, kind of touching on that respect thing. I mean, I don't know if it comes down, it might come down directly to the audience, or I don't know exactly what, because like, well, you said, we just had you just had a variety show right now, and we had some poets on there, and I feel like people definitely take poetry way more seriously, and you say you got a poem, they'll quiet down, listen to you.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah, but you got a couple of jokes, might be like, oh, all right, sure, but it's, which I don't know, maybe just people don't like jokes that much, or I don't know what it is, but.
There's that mentality of, it needs to change from make me laugh to I came to laugh. It's all that literally takes is to open up.
That's a big, for sure.
I don't know if I have this mentality. Again, we're both still newer, so that's why I still asked this question. Because I was trying to tell people, I just started getting more bookings. People, literally December to the beginning of this year. So I'm on the cusp of it. But like, I've always say, there's some jokes that have to die in your set for others to live. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, if I want to go farther, someone has to break that, say the first dead baby joke for them to groan like, oh, like, yep, that's where we're going. It's gonna be like this all night. And then you have to literally teach the audience. You know what I mean? And then, but then not going too far so you don't mess with the headliner. Or like it's an interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
But one time I did plan that though. I was opening for a guy who was recording a special, and my only goal was to be a menace. I didn't plan a set. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this stage up, because if you're recording your set, you should be ready to go. I'm gonna open this crowd up. I'm gonna bust this thing wide open. I make KKK jokes. I hit another guy's girlfriend. I think it was his mom. He was bald, and I'm like, I don't know. I just see myself in you. I looked at his like, I see myself in you, man. And it's all right. I asked her about anal on Sunday. It was crazy. So I just wanted to see, and I kept saying, "Where's the line?" And I looked at the producer, and he had his head in his hand, and after me, he got on stage and put like a disclaimer, like, "You didn't know this is a show for adults." And I feel like I had to die in those moments, because then the guy who filmed this special killed. Not that he wouldn't have already killed without me, but I think that helps bust the room open. And if I'm confident enough, I'll die for something. Like how the guy, Aaron, before me, how he was like, I'm the buffer. Like the first comic up already has the pressure of teaching the room or establishing it. So, okay, I'm coming after Aaron. We finna. He started opening them up. I'm just going to say a bunch of fuckery. That's, I don't know, weird or good mindset. I don't know. Maybe I might meet some headliners later who's like, calm the fuck down. Don't do no KKK shit on my stage, son. Don't nobody need to know about your grandma tonight. Just sit your lucky ass down. Who is this kid, huh? I see comics judge me. Can I ask you this? I always ask people, is not letting a joke bomb a hacky tactic, or like you cool with it? Meaning like when I say something that maybe not goes the best, I tend to say, fuck you. And
like little saves. I feel like, well, sometimes I feel like you, or at least maybe me personally, I kind of have a joke where like I know part of it is supposed to bomb so that I can get that reaction. But if it's like naturally, like I have a joke that I think is great, but it comes out and nobody laughs, I guess it might be a little bit hacky, but I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it also comes back to that thing of I have to be funny for me and the people. But although I think it is kind of hacky because like if your joke is shit and it's like it's shit. I don't know.
Okay, because I do that. If you notice now, like, and a comic had critiqued me earlier on the stage about it, and it's always sat with me. And you know, Melvin on the show tonight, he's like, bro, who cares? Like, it's one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I do find that's why I just want to ask that because I only always mention it because I think that's my personality blending on stage. Like that's not a stand-up hack. I think he just pointed out a Marlon trope that I do in real life. I'll say fuck you if my joke bombs in real life. Like you didn't last one. Fuck you, your grandma loves it. Like that's why I just asked. Like I don't know. I like this, you know, this is after a show, by the way, guys. So like my mind's running. Like I really am quiet at home. That's why I think I'll talk so much here because as soon as I get home,
yeah, it's off.
My mom hates me. Like I don't at family functions. I don't like to talk. I'm like because I'm always around people. Like I don't.
Yeah, you got your time to be loud, your time to be quiet and shit.
That's why I think it's all because I mean I don't know. Is your personality? Because I've seen it. You're still more calmer on stage. Is that just naturally you, or do you ever see yourself jumping up higher energy, or do you see yourself keeping it calmer as you ascend forward?
No, that's definitely more natural me just being calm, but I definitely have been trying to add a little more energy and have a little bit more to add to that, but for sure it's more just natural. Yeah.
I mean, that's because I asked that because I think there's a braveness to it. Like because I'm still more nervous about the silence. Like I've gotten better, we're getting more comfortable with it. But like my animatedness really comes from covering up those nerves. And I've always told people, real Marlon is older Dave Chappelle. Real Marlon is I have darker jokes and I'm quieter about them. There's more.
For sure.
But I feel like there's got to be a level of confidence for me to get to that point to where like, because if I do that style, there would be a lot more silence in between before the.
Well, I definitely get that. Well, then if anything, I would say that calmness. I mean, usually, I just like being chill, but also on stage as well, it's like I do get that anxiety and shit, and it's like, I'm also into like MMA, just watching it and shit. I don't do it, but. I guess kind of like that fighter mindset of like you have to be calm in order to see everything coming. So I want to put myself in that position of I have to be calm here because also like something that it doesn't happen often, but it has at least happened like once before where I'll almost start having little panic attacks in my head. Just watching people watch me, it's like it puts you in such a vulnerable spot, and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get out of here.
Watching them watch you is interesting. Okay, I gotta ask you about that. How much do you focus on the crowd? Because I don't know. So I'm blind right now. I lost my glasses in April.
Shit.
And I normally take my glasses off before I go on stage, so I actually cannot see everyone. If you guys ever see photos of me, a lot of times I'm animated or pointing because I don't know who I'm talking to. A lot of the time, that's why when I high five people, I'm trying to see your face. Like, are you laughing? Okay, you hate me. So but now I feel like I'm afraid because I've gotten used to it. I don't know if I want to see now. Like I know it's a cheat code. But I'm like, damn.
What I usually find myself doing is looking in between the crowd, so in between people. Where if I do look at someone, it's a quick glance. Like I don't want to stay there. Yeah, I'm looking either like at people's feet or in between the seats. Like I'm not looking directly at people for sure.
There's too much connection. It's too intimate.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just don't know if that's being like a punk or not. Because I'm pretty sure when you get bigger, if you have a killer joke, like looking someone dead in their face and calling them out, like I know. Because imagine doing arenas. Could I still do crowd work blind and you on the 100th row? You a bitch. That happened at the Indiana show. It was the first. I've never gotten beaten by a crowd before, but that was the first time I was like, I think I've lost this war. It's like a 300 something seater, and again, still newer comics. So anytime we're going to be doing a bigger show, we're on the front end of the show. That's just you're the buffer. They're feeding you to the crowd. And again, I think I accidentally helped save that show because everybody was drinking. It's in Indiana. They got you know what I mean? I also made the KKK joke in that show, just shitting on the city. and they just started getting engaged. I don't think it was I don't think it was angry heckling, but just drunk engagement. And I was like, ooh, this is an entire theater. If I don't get this under control, this is gonna be the set. And like, I made some age jokes. I just basically went darker, and it was just interesting route to say like, turn that around. Like just in that moment, I kind of earned their respect. Like, oh, they're like, oh, okay, this is one of the first guys too. Let's see. I don't even know why I mentioned that. Whatever you said, that's confidence. Oh, calmer. I think that was my bad. I think that was a moment where it gained confidence to where that was Marlon coming out. I think made more than the stand-up, but I think that made me a more professional stand-up in the future because it's like, oh, you can do that. So if that ever happens again, I'm not afraid of my set going haywire. Like, hey, you can control a larger crowd of people. Just, you know, even slowing down, even like, with the energy and stuff, like knowing where the pause is, like, because I'm freestyling, I don't always know where the joke's gonna laugh at. So I had a tendency, I'll talk over the laughs sometimes, because like, I don't want the energy to drop. Like, you already laughing? Because there's more.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure. Just hoping they'll get there and stuff. But yeah.
We're 35 minutes, damn. All right. Well, I'd like to wrap things up with, can I have one of your jokes so we can get the people a little bit of a taste of something you might have?
Oh, God. I mean, okay, I'll even, only because I did it tonight. The only universal joke that I have, kind of like how you said, it's gonna, I guess, bomb in the middle, is, even like the BDSM joke, right? It's technically not, and it kind of got messed up tonight because I hit on this girl, so it went like, it went haywire. But I have like a theory with writing, right? Every joke should be 30 to 40 seconds, and it only reaches 60 seconds if the crowd engages, right? Like, they always say the goal is to get like minimum 3 laughs per minute. I'm only giving you guys like the breakdown with saying this was the first joke that I learned to like condense into like an actual 1 minute punchline. And if it doesn't always work, one of these lines will, and it's just simple. It's like, I had my first experience with a BDSM chick, which, she was on top, and she asked me to hit her. I'm like, I'm not gonna hit you. She's like, hit me. I'm like, I'm not gonna hit you. She's like, hit me, pussy. So I knocked her out. When she woke up, I asked, did you come? She didn't, but the cops did. They wanted to show me how to choke someone. And I don't always do that end, because that's always the room splitter. But I like, if that joke kills at that part, I actually like to step on the laughter, like, because they wanted to show me. Fuck y'all. It always goes from, I'm like, I know. That's why I ended my set tonight, like, fuck you guys. My name is Mark. But yeah, my bad. I talked it out, but that should be like a 1 minute joke, right?
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Hell yeah. So damn, yeah, with that, once again, with Marlon Hughes, thank you for joining me, man. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And that is the end of that. Okay.